Let us start. Morality play বলতে সেই জিনিসটাকেই বোঝানো হয় যে that contains moral into the story. Dr. Faustus the Nikhat is a source of great morality because he's an educated man. But you see his condition that he is taking the wrong choice. And if you ask me what is the wrong choice, so let me tell you that he has followed the norms of morality play or not. There could be two ways to answer it. First is yes, Faustus is in some way an everyman figure. We find in everyman. We are able to relate to him as he has internal struggles and traits that we can see in ourselves. It is within ourselves that it is always there. This sort of morality concept is in ourselves, always there. We are doing some mistakes or the other, and yet we are not at all aware of the fact that it is a mistake. So Faustus is in some way an everyman figure. We are able to relate to him as he has internal struggles and traits that we can see in ourselves. He is also poor of stock, making him even easier to relate to characters in morality play. We usually relate Faustus to the characters in the morality play or personification of good and evil, usually involved in a struggle for a man's soul. This is true of Dr. Faustus. It uses angels and devils and shows them as real rather than fiction. And Marlowe uses these characters to show the struggles Faustus encounters with regards to his soul. Morality plays used allegory to dramatize the struggles between good and evil. Allegory are stories behind stories that Christianity believed went on in each person. So morality plays show a switch in emphasis from religious characters to common people. This is true of Dr. Faustus. The Elizabethan hierarchy stated that this was a very common thing, that God was top, known to people, angels, religious figures, Pope, etc. Then common people, but Faustus concentrates on the common people, making Dr. Faustus the center character and also showing him to mock the Pope. That's a very bad thing to do. But he had done it because he thought that he was the epitome of all his success, of all his erudition or knowledge. So morality plays have religious subject, but the protagonist is the average common man. This is in keeping with Renaissance philosophy of the importance of man's free will. Faustus is the protagonist, encouraging all of the actions in the play. Now, those who would say, no, it is not a morality play. Morality plays don't give the characters real names. They use allegorical names such as everyman or mischief. Dr. Faustus has more individuality as Marlowe gives his characters. There's no denial of this fact. But still, he's a controversial figure. But allegorical names are included in the play. The seven deadly sins, old man, allegorical represent concepts, ideas. Also, the everyman figure is in a morality play. This is also very common thing to find everyman. And in a morality play, it's meant to learn with age, and Faustus fails to do this. Faustus never realizes the importance of prayer and repentance. Instead, he believes that books and knowledge are the most important things and refers to them at the beginning and at the end of the play. So, when we discuss Faustus as a morality play, what is very important? It is important first to find the purpose of a morality play. This type of play essentially depicted a battle between the forces of good and evil in the human soul. Even the morality you have in you, you have in me. A dramatic descent into mystery and the miracle plays. For the medieval period, the morality play's purpose was to allegorically point out good and evil and the dangers mankind faced in participating in sinful behaviors and to highlighting the cost of pursuing such immortal actions. In Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, a great scholar grows bored with life, believing he has learned all he can of this world. He's an erudite person, so he summons Mephistopheles the devil to make a deal with Lucifer, the head of the devil, that is Saturn, to sell his soul to the devil for 24 years of service from Lucifer's demon. He tells Mephistopheles, I charge thee wait upon me whilst I live, to do whatever Faustus shall command. I, he says, it is in line 39, Act 1, Scene 1. So even in the face of Mephistopheles' warnings of his expression of hell, why this is hell, nor am I out of it. Thinkest thou that I who know, who saw the face of God, and tasted the eternal joys of heaven, am not tormented with 10,000 hells, is being deprived of everlasting bliss, and Faustus' own misgivings, he goes ahead and makes his deal with Lucifer. In this section, several things are highlighted. Mankind's inherent in temptation, its natural goodness and wisdom that they try to guard against committing grave sins, and mankind's persistence to have what it wants rather than pursue the more difficult path to fight that which it knows to be dangerous and or wrong. Another concept comes from Mephistopheles, the devil, that hell is being absent from the presence of God and the glories of heaven. So the story continues to describe Faustus' pursuit. He learns, as does the audience, of the seven deadly sins or sins that were seen by the Catholic Church as wrongdoings that could lead to eternal damnation, including wrath, greed, sloth, that is laziness, pride, lust, envy, and gluttony. By the story's end, Faustus' time, the 24 years, have come to an end. Still, what do we find? Still, there seems to be opportunity for Faustus to repent, and he has no doubt about what lies ahead if he does not. However, he is not far removed from a state of grace, good standing with God, and that he says there is no hope for him, and he doesn't even bother to try. But Faustus' offenses can never be pardoned. The serpent that tempted Eve may be saved, but Faustus in Act 5, Scene 2. The third scholar, as to do others, tells Faustus to call on God. But Faustus replies, on God? Whom? Faustus had abjured on God, whom Faustus had blasphemed. Oh, my God, I would weep, but the would devil draws in my tears. So this is in the book. The scholars learn of Faustus' deal with Lucifer and ask him why he did not ask them to pray the, for him. He knows that Lucifer threatened to tear me for pieces if I named God. But certainly his fate when Lucifer takes him will not be any better. It seems just another excuse, which is yet another human character flaw in Faustus. This flaws in everybody, in us, in you, and in everything. When we take to wrongdoings, we always be supportive to ourselves. He does not assume responsibility for his action. He lacks faith and he does not believe in the power of God over evil. Faustus rejects theology because of a misunderstanding of the relationship between divine justice and Christian mercy. This is a morality play in that it uses Faustus' story and his fate to warn others of what will happen if they follow his immoral behavior and commit sins against God. Marlowe's adoption of morality form must be seen as a deliberate change of a popular, old fashioned materialistic. It may be to present Faustus as simple morality. Faustus has been doomed all by himself. He is to be responsible for what has happened to him. He cannot blame anybody for what has happened. So he has no other way out to escape the wrath of God. He will have to face the wrath of God that is awaiting him. He has only started doing it. So he will have to face the wrath of God. Nothing can now save him. He is responsible for his own misdeeds. So, what I have told you